Okay, how's everybody doing today? I want to talk a little bit more about this monetization thing with Google or YouTube. Google, YouTube thing, same thing to me. But anyway, I want to express a few of my feelings about this. So one of the things I would like to say is that, and there's a lot of people talking about it. One of them is this, I think it's Philip DeFranco. I can't stand that guy. He starts every video with, "You beautiful bastards." Every time I hear that, it's like everything he says after that, it just doesn't make any sense to me. "You beautiful bastards." I mean, what a way to greet people, "you beautiful bastards." I don't know what that means. I hate that. Anyway, he's a big YouTuber. I've heard him talk quite a bit about YouTube and YouTube's policies and monetization and all that good stuff. What YouTube is basically saying right now is if you don't meet a minimum threshold of subscribers and hours of time watched, that they're not going to allow you to monetize your videos. Now, I've been around this for a while. In fact, I was one of the original YouTubers clear back in 2007, 2008. And then I switched my channel over to my business because I wanted my business channel to get more views than my other channel. So I quit posting on my other channel and I just post on the business channel. And I've never worried about views and I've never worried about monetization. And because I really don't get that many views and I really don't get that much monetization, but I am heavily involved with YouTube because I know a lot of big developers. I mean, I've had FaZe Rug on my channel. My daughter's a pretty big developer or creator. So, and I've been around a lot of others through my daughter that have been really large creators. So I know a little bit about YouTube. Plus, I've done some YouTube for clients of mine too. So my feeling about this thing is that YouTube really is going to, by not monetizing your videos, smaller channels, you're going to get helped by that. Because now that YouTube doesn't have this liability that your content is going to affect them negatively by someone advertising on your video, by placing an ad on your video, they're not able to catch it in time, and you're saying some content on your video that's really negative or hurtful, or denigrating to other people or hurting other people's, whatever it is that you're doing that may hurt the reputation of the person that advertises on your video. They're not going to worry about that if they don't monetize your video. So they're more likely to show your video in a search, or more likely to show your video for people to see, which before they probably filtered your videos because they weren't sure, because of the smaller numbers of viewers and channel, smaller numbers of subscribers. They weren't sure really how trusted your content was or is. So the fact that they're demonetizing these videos probably will help the smaller creator get more views and get more subscribers. So that's not an issue as far as I'm concerned. I think it's going to help people to get more subscribers, not more views. And if you really look at this honestly, most of the smaller channels weren't making any money anyway. You got to get pretty large on YouTube before you start making a regular income. And you got to get very large before you can make an income you can live off of. I mean, I would minimally say 500,000 to 1 million subscribers before you're living off your YouTube income. I know there's channels people making a living from a smaller number of subscribers, but believe me, I've seen this a lot. If you're uploading at least once or twice a day, you're going to have at least 500,000 or close to 500,000 subscribers to make, a high 5-figure, low 6-figure income. So it takes a lot of work to get there, and it takes a lot of effort and everything else. So most people shouldn't be concerned about the monetization. They should be concerned with just posting. That's it. Just post. And you will get better at posting. Your equipment will improve. Your skills will improve. You'll start to attract an audience. And that's the way to build a YouTube business, by building it, by learning how to do it every day, by working at it. That's the way anything happens, just by over periods of time and things, working to make things happen. Just working day by day to get it happen. That's the way this is going to hopefully work out. As long as YouTube makes the opportunity available for you by allowing you to post videos, you'll be fine. The other question, I have 2 questions really about this. One of the questions I have is, what happens to the money if you're below the threshold of being paid? So they pay only once a month. They pay $100 a month, or $100. You have to reach $100 to make that minimum threshold. So if you're like $70 or $80, I've read on a couple blogs, and it's funny because these blogs keeps changing. One of the blogs I read from YouTube said that they were going to pay out whatever it is that you had, that you'd accumulated to that point. So if you had 80 or 100 bucks or 80, anything below $100, so you accumulated $99 and they hadn't paid you, they were just going to go ahead and pay you. But then there was another line a little bit lower than that. They said, according to the AdSense rules, which AdSense says you have to earn, I think, at least $100 in a 30-day period, or have accumulated $100 total before they would pay you. So anything less than that, they weren't going to pay you. So I don't know if YouTube will just say, hey, you got 40 bucks in your account, we're just going to throw it in your AdSense and be done with you until you get the minimum threshold of subscribers and hours of view. But I don't know what they're going to do with that. The second question I have is, this video that I'm showing you right now is a video that has 3,000 views, and it's a video that I paid for those 3,000 views. I think this video had just a few views when I put it up for ads. And then when I put it in ads, I went to AdWords and I placed this video in AdWords, and I actually got this video to play in AdWords, and I ran it up to 3,000 views. And I think I only spent like $20 or $30 to do that. So a very small amount of money to have a paid YouTube advertisement. You see them all the time. Off to the side, you'll see somebody has a video, an ad video. And maybe, I mean, like with some of these guys I see all the time, I can't think of some of their names, but they will have videos that they've paid and will literally have millions and millions and millions of views. And they pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have it viewed. Now, does that increase? Does that count towards this threshold if you're paying to get those views? Because if you pay to get those views, you can get, 4,000 hours worth of watch pretty easily if you're paying to have a lot of people view your content on somebody else's videos. Let's say I go to Philip DeFranco or go to YouTube and they put my ads on Philip DeFranco, and he's got millions and millions of viewers, and somebody starts to watch my ad because it's a little bit interesting. And then now that ad accumulates to my hours watched, but I didn't get it organically. I got it through paid advertisement. Now does my channel automatically become compliant because I have that many views and that many subscribers? I mean, I would think so. I would think so because, just like this video I'm showing you, I picked up subscribers and views from this video. It went to my channel, and it happened just basically because I paid for it. And I didn't pay very much. I don't think I spent more than a few hundred, maybe. I can't remember. I shouldn't say. But I wasn't like a huge amount of money that I spent on that ad. Maybe more than 20 bucks. I said 20 bucks earlier, but it could have been a lot more than that. I can't remember, but it was probably less than $100. So let me see if I can find one where somebody's got some sponsored ads. So right here. Let me see if this is the next one. That's not it. Let's see if we can find one. But there's a lot of them that show up if you click through these videos. That's a view, but usually they show up on the right side. Let's see if I can get one to show up here. But there's a lot of variables involved here, and you never know how this is going to play out with Google, because I've seen things like this before take place, and then they end up being a little bit different than what Google actually intended it to be. So anyway, I think the developers are not going to be hurt by this. They will get up to if they continue to work at it. The one thing I would hope that people wouldn't do would be just automatically give up on YouTube. Say, I don't want to do YouTube anymore because they're being assholes about their criteria and their what they're creating, that you're not going to get paid. They're going to get this attitude. Oh, I'm not getting paid. If I'm not getting paid, then I'm not going to make any more videos. Well, I wouldn't take that that attitude, because YouTube is a great platform, and it is a massive platform, and you will get views and you will get subscribers. So that's what this is all about, just getting views and subscribers. And then when you do meet the threshold, then getting money for it. But that all comes in time. So I wouldn't leave YouTube because of this, or I wouldn't quit creating because of this. And the other thing is, YouTube's probably taking a little bit of a gamble, because there are probably some small creators out there that will eventually be big channels. I mean, if they would have stayed on YouTube, they could have been massive, huge channels for YouTube. but maybe they will take off for another platform. I mean, there's other platforms up there, platforms right now that are mimicking YouTube on the blockchain. I can't remember what, I think it's DTube or something like that. Don't take me on that one because I'm not for sure. But there are going to be plenty of platforms show up on the blockchain. People that are going to do the same thing as YouTube. So YouTube is, taking a little bit of a gamble by maybe there's some superstar out there that's just in the background right now that just doesn't have very many subscribers, doesn't have very many hours watched, but in time they will be a huge channel. Maybe they get discouraged and leave the YouTube platform and go someplace else. So YouTube is taking a little bit of a chance in that, and they may lose because of that. But at the same time, they're going to have a lot of content on the internet that they're not going to have to feel responsible for like they are now. And I think that'll help the views for the people that are, that YouTube doesn't trust as much. And the other thing too, it gives you more ability to make a video that people are going to watch. Without these restrictions of monetization, you can have some background music in your video, and YouTube's not going to demonetize it or restrict it. You will be able to buy music and put it in your video and edit your video with music that you pay for. I mean, all the stuff you're going to be able to do to make your video better. And not to mention the fact you can be yourself. I mean, a lot of times you don't want to sit there and watch a real stale CNN or CNBC or some other video or some other about some newscast where they should just be saying these guys are a bunch of fucking liars, or these guys are a bunch of, you can't really be yourself because everything is being monitored by YouTube, and they're going to maybe here real quickly listen to every video that becomes one of their preferred videos for their preferred advertising program. So all these these videos, I'm looking for one where it's gone off to the side where you can pay, all these videos that are being highly scrutinized, they may be harder for you to get views because you are being a little bit censored through YouTube. So, but anyway, I don't really look at YouTube as censoring because they're just doing what they have to do in order to stay somewhat be able to be compliant with the world that we live in today, where you won't be able to say everything you want to say. You won't be able to say be like what Logan Paul did, go over and make some video and mock a suicide. You won't be able to do that. I mean, this is not the world we live in, and it's a good thing. People shouldn't be able to get on the internet and make fun of somebody that had taken their own life. That's really a negative, ugly thing to put on the internet. And people shouldn't be able to do that. YouTube doesn't want to be responsible for it. And they don't want to accidentally have advertisers be associated with that. So that's what a lot of this is about, even though it was coming way before Logan Paul. But, you can understand YouTube's side of this too. So that's why I don't think YouTube is a censor. They're just trying to protect their image, and they're trying to protect these values, and they're trying to put out a good product. The one thing about YouTube is the same thing as Google. Google got to be the dominant search engine platform. There were others around. There was Yahoo and like Dogfinch. There was a bunch of them. I can't remember them all now. But there were a lot of other platforms around, the Bing. And Google got to be the dominant because they put out the best product. When you searched for something, you got the best results. And so Google's always been good for that, and they've always done that. And that's why they are number one, and that's why people use Google. The same thing with YouTube. People use YouTube because they see good results, and they don't see things that offend them. And that's what they want to continue to be. And that's what this is about. I think Google's still giving everybody an opportunity here. Nobody has been, the opportunity hasn't been taken away from anybody yet. And I think that's what people need to understand. Role. In fact, I think opportunity is being gained because now the game is getting to the point where small-time channels can say and do what they want to do without having their channels monitored so closely. They can grow their audience and find their niche on YouTube without worrying about YouTube restricting some of what they're doing or saying. And they'll be able to find and seek the audience that they that wants to listen to what they have to say. So I hope this video wasn't too long, or hope it didn't monitor or
go on too long about this issue, but I really do feel passionate about this because I am passionate about YouTube, and I do love YouTube, and I won't stop using YouTube, and I won't stop uploading, even though I probably won't make any money from it. But I don't care because it's never been about money, and it's always been just about uploading and sharing your feelings and your thoughts and just corresponding with the world. I mean, just like the other day, I showed a video of a guy, and he actually sent me back a message, and I really felt that I was able to reach out and touch somebody else. Somebody else is able to reach out and touch me, and we were able to do it through the internet, and we're able to do it through YouTube. So anyway, it's a great thing. People should not be discouraged or anti-YouTube or leave the platform. They should be just the opposite. They should be encouraged and happy that it's here and able to use it and use it to your advantage, and use it to do whatever it is you want to do, and use it to make a living if you want to put that much effort and time into it and develop and think about how to create an audience that you can make a living with. And that's what it is. You just have to create that audience, and it doesn't come overnight for most people. It doesn't come overnight for almost anyone. So anyway, I just want to express a few thoughts on that, and probably won't make any more videos on YouTube's monetization rules, but I do feel like this is not a bad thing. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.